Well, my next fish are out of quarantine. Got this lovely little pair of Ocellaris clowns. Absolutely gorgeous. Markings are lovely. They settled in straight away, and within an hour they were happy to feed. Additionally, the Lyre tailfan, out and about, has been exploring and found a couple of caves. Just got to decide which one she likes. Also put in my next frags, the pink Seriatapora Hysterix. A tiny point had broken off, so I've made a mini frag, and I'll chuck that round the back somewhere. If it grows, it grows, and I've got a bonus one. Also got a frilly Tonga mushroom. That expands quite a bit during the day, entirely covering the rock frag it was on, but at night it shrinks right down. And when the blue lights come on, it glows a gorgeous green on the main body, with just the very tips glowing green as well. It looks quite stunning. A green Bali Slimer, which again looks absolutely gorgeous under the blue lights. I'll be moving it up higher and working its way towards its final placement. This one is a blueberry Goniapora. I'll give it a try. I know that Gonieporas are quite difficult, but I just could not resist it. The colours, absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. The frag's pointing around the wrong way because little hermit crab over there decided to turn him round for some reason, getting it some food or something. Again, I'll be moving that gradually towards its final position. I also ordered a 3/4 head of sun coral, and it actually gave me 2 pieces. Each one looked like it had two proper heads, and maybe one had another slight looking head, but once they've been in there a few hours, opened up, they've each easily got 3 heads, and as you can see at the bottom, they've got, if it will focus, maybe not, they've got babies or fresh heads coming. So it's a bit of a bargain, so a good shout out to mailordercorals.com, because they certainly didn't stint. All the corals have arrived really well packed, bang on time. Very pleased, highly recommended. I also took some frags from my Zoa rock. There's 2 types of Zoas on the rock. I don't know what either of them are. This was the nicer looking one that glow amazingly under the blue lights. So I wanted to separate them from the other, which may be a bit more vigorous, and I don't want them crowded out, so I've got none. And so I'll plant these, or mount them in a couple other places across the tank, and I may end up selling a frag or 2. So here's a final overview. You see Simone, the Lyre tailfan, still exploring. It's amazing how bare the rock still looks, despite the number of frags I've so far got, although most of them aren't mounted. But given time, I've got this strange algae problem. Not really sure what this algae is, and tomorrow I'm going to get I've forgotten what it's called now, one of the shrimp, the Aiptasia, because I've got 2 or 3 Aiptasia and I want to try and nip it in the bud, and some snails to hopefully churn up that sand and deal with this strange algae that forms. It's not bubbles of air or gas, it almost forms bubbles of water, and then they tear and the bits break off and blow away and get skimmed out. But I'm really enjoying this. Looking forward to placing these frags over the next week or so, and improving the look of the tank. And a final overview. Everything's running good, all the parameters are spot on, no complaints so far. Keep watching, keep subscribed, and I'll give updates on a regular basis. I'll try to anyway. Cheers. Next two fish are in quarantine. A small Aiptasia eating filefish and a Foxface. Seem to be settling in okay. Just thought I'd put a bit of weed in there on a little rock, and straight away he's helping himself. Seems quite happy. The quarantine tank's not the greatest of sizes for him, so I'll be glad to get him out in 4 weeks' time. Current state of play with the main tank. Got the Lyre tail Anthias, happy as Larry. The two tiny little clowns really settled in well. And Tim the purple firefish out front as ever. Really rare for him to hide away during the day. And I've started feeding some of the hard corals, like this Bali Slimer with reef roids. Hopefully they'll respond well to that. The Aiptasia eating filefish, when he's in here, he'll be able to clear this out. There's only about, I don't know, half a dozen Aiptasia, but some of them are really hard to get to. The ones in the Zoa rock have actually got to quite a size now, but I can't get near them without lifting the rock up somewhere, and I've tried several times, so now it's down to the filefish. Sun corals have been feeding, quite happy to take food. Nice little corals then, pleased with them. The candy cane does not seem to do much. It did respond to reef roids and puffed up a bit, but other than that, that's it. I've barely seen the end of the tentacles, so I hope he's going to be okay. The Goniapora seems okay. The polyps don't extend that much. I'm hoping they'll start to respond now they're getting fed with reef roids. But gorgeous colour, absolutely lovely. The hammer's continuing to produce heads. He's gone from 5 now to 8. I don't know if you can see in the middle, there's one of the hermit crabs. He's taken to going up there a few days before shedding his skin, and I think he's chomping away at the skeleton. You see the branch, let's see, the branch sort of right in the centre, it looks nibbled away. So little annoyed about that, but if it comes off, I'll make a frag. There we go, job done. But happy with it otherwise. I'm a bit puzzled with my frilly Tonga mushroom. He retracted completely when I reef putted some of the frags in. He wasn't reef putted. And then when he opened up, he's got this stuff on him. I don't know what it is. It's come from him. In real life, it's got a purplish tinge to it. Almost looks like he's turned his guts out. But I've not been able to find out yet what that is. Fingers crossed it's nothing serious. The Seriatapora Hysterix seems quite happy now it's in its final position. I'm watching the points of some of the branches where they're just beginning to divide, because that will be the easiest place to see continuing growth. Lovely little coral. Updates with my sump. All seems to be going well. I'm currently running phosphate stop in the left reactor, keeping the phosphates down to 0.008 I think it is. Nothing in the right hand reactor. That one's going to be for carbon if when I need it. The Deltec skimmer works lovely. It pulls out muck, does its job. Very quiet, very happy with it. Refuge seems to be going good. I got some additional algae from my LFS, some Calliopa and some other algae in there, and that's brought me things like this little Asterina star. There's a few of those. There's also numerous fan worms. Here's a couple of the fans that have now rooted themselves to one of the rocks that was already in the sump. There's probably about a dozen of them in there. The Calliopa and the Catamorpha growing nicely. So that's soaking up my nitrates, which are being held at 0. I'll be doing a first harvest soon. Overall, things are going very well. I'm gradually getting my fish in through quarantine. I'm slowly adding more frags. Parameters are staying in check. I've changed from Aquatics Reef Pro Coral Salts to Kent Marine. The Aquatics was giving me magnesium of 1700 plus. The Kent tests at a much more sensible value. I forget what it is off the top of my head. So gradually I'm changing over as it replaces it with auto top off and my constant water change very slowly. So hopefully that will make things a bit better as well. So I'll keep you guys updated. The next fish will be out of quarantine into the tank in 4 weeks today, which is the Foxface and the Aiptasia eating filefish. I want a quick update on the algae problem. It seems to be slowly burning itself out. I wanted to get some snails at my LFS, but they were sold out of the ones I wanted anyway, so that'll have to wait a little while. But gradually it seems to be going down without any major interventions. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated.